All right. You're welcome to this training. We have a Tawakalit.
Simply say tower, sir. But not yeah.
Very
Tower
good.
is fine. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
So your first time today, isn't it?
Yes, please.
Okay, so we're going to speak much later, okay? All right, while we're waiting for everyone to come, I have some few questions to ask, and more or less relating to interview questions and some issues you may meet during your time working in the industry. My name is Sylvester. Hello, Effie, your hand is up.
I have one or two people who's just sent me a message. They said they're unable to log in for some reason.
Could you tell them please to restart their computer and
okay.
Thank you so much. All right for that. My name is Sylvester Ojobo, and I'll be your trainer. And you'll know more about me much later. Those who have come before, they know. Last week, we examined data analytics. And in that data analytics, we talk about prescriptive data, descriptive data analytics. We also talk about, diagnostic data analytics as well. We cited several examples and look at the challenges that people may face and the solution to them. That being said, I'm going to put on the chat box before we treat today. Today, we're going to talk about data quality initiative. Okay. I could see someone from Nigeria. If you can hear me, let me know so that we know the best way we can, help you. Right. Okay. I'm going to ask a simple question on data analysis process. Data analysis process. What are the steps in data analysis process? Does anyone know the steps to be taken on data analysis process? If you want to carry out data analysis, do you know the process you have to take? Look at the chat box.
Can I speak?
Yeah.
So I would say data analysis process will involve a number of steps which can be carried out.
Yep.
Say, for example, you want to know why something is happening. I think the first thing you want to do is so the first thing is you want to find out why something is happening the way it is. So that would be like your objective or identifying what the problem could be. And then you want to gather data from different sources or different people or from different, it could even just be past historical information in a place or past, or you could carry out surveys. I'm using the what we used to do in the university back in the day. first of all, your supervisor would give you a project to write, and then he will say, write this and that. You discuss with him and say, right, this is the objective of what the project will be. And once you have arrived at what the objective of the project will be, or what the end goal of that project will be, you will now go and he will say, so how are you going to gather your data? He will say, I will carry out surveys, I will speak to people face to face, I will go to the library to find out what they've done in the past based on that particular topic. Or so different ways, or I could just get records from different people who might have even carried out the same kind of project with a bit of variation to it.
Let's assume you have gathered those.
Okay. So once you've gathered all that, what you now do is, so if I'm gathering data from yourself, from the library, from this, sometimes I will have duplicate data. It could be that the information I have gotten from you will be the same information I'm getting from Mary. It could be the same information I'm getting from the library, or it could be the same information I'm getting from various sources. So I will put all of them together, and then I will start trimming and removing all the duplicates within that particular data. Right. So if it's based on historical information, it is possible I've gotten from you that is 10% here, maybe from 10%. That's okay. So this is the same. Take out one person's 10% and leave that one. So I'll remove all the duplicates, and then I will find out some information I might have gathered, might have missing information from it. So I will make sure that information is correct. Yeah. I'll put it in the correct form or in a standard process. And then from there, I'll begin to use graphs or tables or whatever. It could be an Excel sheet to begin to visualize what might have happened or why I've arrived at that particular place. So this is what we call visualization in data analysis. So this is what we all do. We collect this data. So I've used the school project, but in real time, say for like the police officers, they would collect data from road cameras. They will find out why it keeps happening over time, and they will remove duplicates or what, blah, blah, blah. This has happened before. And then from that, they start analyzing and they will start analyzing to look at, say, why is a particular area always filled with crime, or why is a particular area always filled with accidents or incidents, blah, 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 things like that. And based on what they've got, they start to interpret these results to get insights or actions that could be used to correct any anomalies that make that thing to keep recurring. And then based on what they have gotten and all that, once all that information is gathered, the duplications has been removed, which is called data cleansing. Then they communicate it and report their findings in a clear and concise manner to people. And sometimes based on that information that has been gotten, decisions are made as, okay, we can leave that we can leave that traffic camera there, or we can take out the traffic camera out, or we could use or we could do with further ways of preventing what has happened in the past to keep happening. And then sometimes they wait and they get even feedbacks from the members of the public. Is it doable? Is it not doable? Like, for example, the 20 miles restrictions they put in some areas. It's based on feedbacks and everything. People report, oh, our children are dying from accidents on the road and blah, blah, blah. Okay, we'll put in a 20-mile restriction and we'll see if those kind of incidents will still happen. And then we catch the people who keep doing the same thing over and over again. So it's all based on the feedback, or it's all based on data they have collected from that area. Thank you.
Yeah, correct. That is a very good one.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You've actually articulated everything with respect to data analysis and the steps. Yeah. So
even sorry, in addition to that, sorry, if you are very particular with the trends in the UK, yeah, when the mayor of London introduced this pollution issue, and his reasons were based on the fact that it's the data they collected from organizations saying that certain numbers of people are dying as a result of air pollution, and they have to combat it. And that's why they introduced is it the ULIX? Either the ULIX or the, yeah. So those are part of just the data processes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Well spoken. And the question is, what are the steps in a data analysis process? Steps. So today it's good for us to really be acquainted with it. The reason why last week I taught data analytics is because that is the seventh part of the curriculum, when I have not taught the third part of the curriculum, because I know I'm going to go back to data quality initiative, so to master data quality. And if you don't know analytics, it will be so difficult for you to understand data analysis. So if you say, if I have taught data quality before data analytics, it will take the grace of God for you to really understand how both of them works. Very important. We already taught data analytics, where you have the prescriptive, the diagnostic, the predictive, and descriptive as well. And we have even real-time analytics as well. That is as it comes, you analyze. So we have a lot of analytics. And as I have said, actually, you still need to understand which of the analytics requires specific visualization. But before we go to visualization, we need to know data quality and control. Very important. So the answer to that is the typical steps for data analysis process is defining the problem, which if we have said, and knowing the root cause of it. Then you now have to collect data if you want to, from a targeted or maybe data sets, and it could be several data, bases. And then you do what is called cleansing, or cleaning the data by carrying an ETL or ELT. I don't know if anyone knows the meaning of ETL here. What is ETL? Who knows the meaning of ETL here?
Extract, transform, and load.
Very important. Please write it down wherever you are, because if you're doing data governance and you want to become data analyst, you must know ETL. You must extract data from database, you transform it. In that process, you do a lot of cleaning, cleansing, processing the data. See some of the data that has no prospect for survival, you dish them out, just delete them. Or probably you want your data to be well enriched, you can import more data from any kind of demograph to represent or to kind of complement with data you have, in order for you to have a proper visualization for or results which you need to interpret during your process. And of course, when you have any visualization, you'll be able to communicate the insight into reality with someone who is in charge, chief executive, any stakeholder, or probably business analyst that will now hold meeting with whoever that he wants to hold meeting with. So it's very important. So these are process we're going to master it, and master it, not just master it, you'll be able to be confidently, articulate it anywhere you are. Thank you so much for coming. I only put that question. I have more than 100 questions on that. And I also have more than 100 questions on analytics as well, best practice and data governance. So you're welcome today. As I said, for those who are coming for the first time, I'm going to meet you one-on-one shortly, probably after this meeting, and take advantage of what you're going to hear today, because the process. My name is Sylvester, your trainer. We have a lot of tutors here who, if you join the cohort, you're going to be part of their groups, okay? So today we're going to be talking about master data quality. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have Linda here? Do we have Ramsey here, which is Tammy?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Where is Anthony? I need to see Anthony. And do we have Mary here? So I want to know who's going to carry this stamp today. We have Mary here.
Data class, what is GETA?
Good. Right. So can you all see what I'm sharing?
Yep.
Yes, please.
Good. Igor, I want you to get in touch with Anthony. I want to see Anthony here.
Anthony.
Angela, are you here, Angela?
I saw one angel here just.
Angela, are you here?
Yeah, I can hear.
Good, good. So it's very important. Okay. Okay. All right. If all of you can see what I'm sharing, that would be great. So it's mastering data quality. That's what we're treating today. Master data quality, a strategic approach to achieving data accuracy, completeness, consistency, and reliability. Okay? Consistency and reliability. Okay. Have you heard the word reliability before?
Yes.
Yes.
So what is the meaning of reliability?
To be dependable.
Dependable. I love that word. Dependable. Just dependable?
Oh.
You want to phone a friend to get just the meaning beyond dependable? Okay. All right. So
Sorry, what was the question? Sorry.
the question is, what is the meaning of reliability? Reliability.
To rely on something.
Yeah.
I think the person said it to depend on something.
Yeah. When they ask you, when somebody say, "Oh, you're not reliable,"
Or probably trust.
You lack integrity.
somebody also probably trusts. Okay.
If you're not a reliable person, you lack integrity. No one will believe you at your word.
Okay.
Consistency.
You hit the word. You see, you reliable is you're dependent upon. You can be trusted, can be dependent upon consistently. So that means you'll be tested over time. And whatever you're doing, if you say yes, your yes is always yes over time. So it's not just ordinary you can be relied on or dependable on. It must have to be over time. That's where the consistency coming in. Okay. So if data can be reliable, that means it can be more useful. Okay. Over time. But sometimes data may not be more useful. Okay. So if data are no more useful, you either archive it or you delete them. Or, you can, like as you said the other time, if it's a secondary data, and the secondary data could be reliable for some time, but probably after COVID, data has changed. So you might be enjoined to carry out primary data and test your answers you have gotten from your research questions if they're still valid. That's called the validity of your research or your project. Okay. But so you need to test the validity of it. And once it is valid, then it is credible. So probably that will just result then knowing that the sources you have are credible sources. So very important. Reliability is very important when you talk about data quality. So, but it can change due to several reasons. And you may be enjoying to carry out a fresh data quality of what has been in your border. What about if you don't have existing data? You have to create the data yourself. I mean, you have to create the information, sources of information, get new data, then that would be the status quo for you which you can now lift or carry out your research and become primary data. Okay, now data quality, that's what we are. Excuse me. Sorry, I've been training since morning. All right. Okay, whenever you see this word, data accuracy, completeness, consistency, we are talking about data quality. Always remember that. And what does it really imply? Yeah, just few introduction, really kind of put a few words together to introduce you to data quality. So it's simply the integrity. I want you to understand this word integrity. Who can tell me the meaning of integrity?
Integrity is anything that can be trusted, something to rely upon.
Anything that can be trusted.
Something whose validity has been that has gone through over with time and again.
Okay.
So
Thank you so much for that. Any other person? Do we have Linda here?
It must be backed by facts.
It must be backed by facts. Polage?
To walk the talk.
Is actually walk the talk. That is what it means. Please write it down. Write it down, please. Very important. It's about walk the talk. The meaning of honesty is the talk, which is the truth. If you say to be honest with you, it means to be truthful with you. So I am saying this, I am saying that. So that means the truth. Honesty means truth. But you can be saying the truth, but you don't do the truth. So have you ever promised someone, I will buy you ice cream, and you did not buy? Have you ever promised someone, I'll buy you something, and you don't buy? So you say something which is truth, and you didn't do. Next time you say something to such person, we say, I don't believe in you. That means you lack integrity. Is that correct?
correct.
So integrity means the truth. You have to walk the talk. That's what it means. There's a simple way of defining it anyway. You have to do what you say. So when you say something, you do what you say.
Yeah.
If you do not do it, if you are asked, you tell the person the reason why, but that does not mean you will not do it. That is also another integrity. Is that okay, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. So in today's data-driven world, the integrity of your data is very, very important. Imperatively, you must understand that the quality of your data is the foundation upon which organization, everywhere, enterprise, build their decision-making. Their decision-making, processes and business strategies. And ultimately, their success. And that's where anchor their success. So accurate, complete, consistent, reliable data is the lifeblood of every organization. So ensuring that your data meets this criteria is not a mere technical challenge, but a strategic imperative. When something becomes strategic, you know what is the meaning of strategic?
Yes, long-term plan.
Long-term plan. Please write it down, because I will be asking you meaning of all these words, because you will be articulating them as well. You'll be articulating them when you're going to be speaking to me about initiative you have carried out in this place. So you're going to be facing interview, and they're going to ask you the same question. And when you speak, like before you finish an interview that's supposed to be 3-phase interview, of which 45 minutes, 45 minutes, 45 minutes. By the time you finish speaking, in 13 minutes, they say, I think you meet our HR. No more interview again, because you'll be trained. So these words, don't joke with them. When I say don't joke with them, don't. I always advise people, don't come for training if you're not ready to speak, if you're not ready to articulate, if you're not ready to prepare for interview, not ready to work, because we're going to help you how you should speak. We're all like a family here already. Don't be afraid, don't shy, because some of the tutors right here, if you don't know how to talk or how to relate, it will be difficult for you to work with them because they are very strong. So please don't be shy. Anything you don't know, that's why we're all here. That's why the training, because nobody knows. Oh, this is where you see that both the trainer and the trainee are all learning. So you must put that in your mind that you will be speaking. Sometimes I didn't need to call you or prompt you to say speak. And everyone here comes to articulate to us like someone has worked for 5 years, what initiative you have carried. So these words, this proper concept, and words, you need to know their meaning. And then when you're speaking, you relate to them. Is that okay, everyone?
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
So these words are very important. Long-term plan. Long-term plan. So you must have, but the ultimate aim is to have data with high integrity that can be trusted and credible. So based on that, people can have an informed decision in terms of the direction they will take strategically. I put into cognizance the components of data governance, which of course we have the people. Next, after people, what?
Come again, sorry.
The components
After
of
people, data.
after people. We know data, of course, we're creating data after people. What will happen after people is components of data governance. We have people, we have strategy, we have process, we have policy. What else again? Standards. We have policy. So we have standards.
Procedures, I think.
We have standards. We have socialization, communication, metrics, which is KPI, and technology. So these are components. I taught components about 2 weeks ago for everyone. So I wish we related everything about the components of data governance. We must understand this very well, okay? You need the people to create the strategy, the long-term plan that encompasses process. And then the process can run without a policy that is standardized. That's why we have standard setup, which you use to measure how your data governance policy and the process will run. Then you have to socialize them in a different way and communicate the same to whom it may concern or stakeholders, and to measure whether your program is running where you need metrics. The metrics that you're going to put in the KPI is not different from the standard you have set, and criteria to mean whether it's an ad hoc beginning or is optimized. So on that basis, you're able to know the existing situation of every data governance program. If it is a brown feed or green feed, then you know your target you may set in the beginning or during your roadmap of 30, 60, and what?
90 days.
90. Yeah. So on that basis, you know how long it will take you for your data to be matured and continue automation. All right. So now you must understand those components very well. And if your metrics you measure, if your performance does not meet up with the standard set, that means there's a problem somewhere else. And the problem might be as a result of SOP. SOP means standard operating procedure that does not meet up with best practice. So that could be as a result of your manufacturing management, practice. The differential that will make you to now carry out what is called evaluation and monitor the same process. That is very, very important if you know the components very well. Okay, and why are we doing that? Is just in order to ensure that there's integrity of data. So it's a foundation upon which every decision-making process and business strategies are ultimately being made. So every source is anchored to the integrity of data. And that's where you can create, value. And they're looking at data as a valuable asset in the company that people buy into. So everything you purchase in the whole world, or you do all payment or everything that they're in, transaction technique is about value. So if you don't create the value where people will not buy into it. That's why even when value are now running down, you're going to have added value by what you need, that enriching yourself to make sure there's an added value, or enriching your product to make sure there's added value. So then people will not buy into it. Is that okay, everyone? So take every teachings very, very important. So we're talking about integrity. Talking about integrity of data, very important. And moving forward, that's just the introduction. Moving forward, understand the data quality. Understand the data quality. Ife, your hands up.
I was going to talk about strategic imperative that you mentioned on the previous slide. And I was going to give an example of a company who probably they want to go digital from where they currently are. So one of the first things they will do is to put a process in place where they will start implementing cloud systems like so many of our companies do. You find that maybe once in 3 months, the IT department will send out an email saying that they're going to install this update, or they're going to put this software or that software on the system to enhance efficiency and to enhance people and customers' experiences. So that's one strategic implementation, that's imperative that companies can implement. And then before they do that, they will look at it, that what impact will it make? Is it sustainable? Because nowadays, every organization is big on sustainability. How sustainable will whatever they're going to implement be? And what they do is they now look at a lot of carbon efficiency ways of doing things. So is it worthwhile? Is it going to reduce carbon emission? What is the purpose? And then, of course, they will look at, because it's improving customers' experience. So what they do is they create personalized customers' experiences, improving customer support system. Nowadays, you don't want to call, say, for example, the bank, and then you're waiting for donkey years for someone to pick up the phone. So there are ways, in fact, nowadays they have what we call, I think it says chat box. They call it, is it chat bots? They call them nowadays. They're like AI bots. They call them chat bots. So nowadays, instead of you to just pick up the phone and call someone, you're speaking to a chat bot. But when they find that they can no longer deal with you on that chatbot, what they do is someone now picks up the phone to actually call you. So those are ways in which they've tried to improve customers' efficiencies in a lot of organizations. And then they look at expanding into international markets. So for example, a lot of organizations, they buy into other organizations outside, say, I use UK as an example. They expand, they go to America, look for companies which they can buy into, or which companies can buy into them. They establish partnerships who will adopt to this, their new culture, their new environment, and they set up regional offices. We've recently had that in the organization I work with. Recently, an American company bought into them. Although, with everything, when there's a change, everybody becomes apprehensive. Where is it going to go? Is it going to go up, or is it going to go down? So there's always that apprehension. But based on what the leadership of the company says, we believe that everything is all hunky-dory. So that's what we believe. Just like, sad to say, ISG, I don't know if you heard of the company's collapse 2 days ago. It's a construction firm employing 3,000 people.
I think
What they did was they locked them out. They locked everybody in their offices out and said, you pick up your stuff you get paid on Monday. You get to pick up your stuff when the office is open. And that was it for ISG. That was total collapse of that company. They say that's the greatest collapse recently after Carillion. So, but of course, they must have had some data saying that the company was going downhill. But of course, they didn't make the people at the bottom to know. So this is just the leadership who knows. But anyway, most strategic imperative is to better things for people in an organization. Thank you.
Thank you so much for such
Thank you.
example.
Thank you.
Very good. If you look at the chat box, Barrister Emmanuel put something there. But I just want to know who is with us here. Somebody with iPhone. Can I know you, please?
That's me. That's Mary, sir.
Mary the Mary.
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry, I'm using my device today.
Okay, let me name you properly.
Okay, sir. I'll also do that for my hand.
Okay, all right.
Yes, sir.
I know your mouth is very busy. The way I'm saying, I can hear you. So, all right. Okay, Bob Emmanuel. Just knowing you, just saying you for the first time. Bob Emmanuel. Bob
I
Emmanuel.
invited him.
Sorry.
I invited him. Yeah, you go. Yes.
Okay, so all right, you go. Okay, get his number of me and give my number to him. We need to
Okay.
speak more after that. So you're all welcome. If you're here for the first time, please, it will be better for you to wait. I'll give you, because this cohort will fly now. So now, understanding data quality. Understanding is not just knowledge. It's about understanding. The difference between knowledge and understanding. Knowledge is an information, light, but understanding is an insight of what you have acquired. So understanding data quality. So you know what it is? It refers to the degree to which data accurately and effectively represent the real world information. That is what it is. It means it's meant to capture. Let's break down the key components. Please listen to the components of data quality, because the other time I asked a question about the component of data governance, but this one is components of data quality. Of course, accuracy. Accurate data is free from error. That's what it means. Accurate. If something is very accurate, what does that mean? It's free from where?
Errors.
Errors. Please take note of this one. It's free from error, omissions, and discrepancies. For example, in a sales database, an accurate entry would what? Include the correct what? Product, price, and quantity information. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do we have Ramsey? You want me to underline this?
Yes, please, sir. Thank you, sir.
Free from. Should I stop here?
No, further.
Yes, underline this. Okay. So anytime you ask, you should be able to talk about accuracy. Okay. Now, can someone tell me again what is another example for accuracy?
Reliability.
Perfection.
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 Perfection. That is, the thing is perfect. I love that. I love that. Okay. All right. Completeness. Complete data includes all relevant, all what?
Relevant information.
Without any what?
Without any gaps.
Tommy, do you want me to underline it and both make it both?
Without any errors.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I think I heard Linda's voice.
Yes, I just said without any errors. Precise information without any errors.
Please let me be hearing your voice. Angela, let me also be hearing your voice too. There's no Anthony here. You will get Anthony for me, please.
Okay.
Complete data includes all relevant information, all relevant data without gap. You see the difference? There's something gap, there's something free from error. So you see the two? If you're not careful, because you're going to carry out a practical aspect of data quality. So you will see whether the data issue is about accuracy or complete. Okay, let's go to example. In a customer record, this would entail having all contact details, purchase history, and related interaction. So let's get this. Contact details, like what?
Names,
Phone numbers,
names, telephone numbers,
address,
location, geographical locations,
Hey,
Time and
email
date.
address,
yeah,
Sex.
post.
is that contact?
Yeah.
no. Contact details.
Okay, so purchase history. Who is purchasing something in Nest?
Exactly.
The history, they will look at your history, no gap. So recently, somebody received a message from Nest telling, he said, oh, I know you are always coming for say so time. So I hereby invite you. I know you must have forgotten. I hereby invite you for the same. I book your thing, I book your portion. That's algorithms. Right? They use algorithms to now have that done. Okay, that's very good. And related interaction. Let's go to consistency. Consistent data adheres to what? To what?
To a uniform set of rules.
Thank you. Thank you. Uniform set of rules. So when you talk about that, you're talking about rules, standards, and format. For instance, consistent date formatting across various database is crucial. Can you give me an example of this?
What? Consistent data has a uniform set of rules standards.
Can you give me an example of it?
Like software makers, they have to really they have to be consistent, or there'll be issues in the IT sectors.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Can you give me an example of it?
Like Microsoft.
Yeah, can you give me example of uniform set of rules, standards, and formats? And then, for example, we have consistent date formatting across various database is crucial. Can you give me that example?
Can we use Excel as an example?
Excel.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah, where we have, like, for instance, we have names, we have sex, we have address, we have.
Of course, we have that, but now what can we make consistent in that?
Is it voters register, like a voters
The
register?
name.
The name, name what? How?
Just to be consistent.
In how?
Depending on the standard, on the organization standard.
That's
the first
what
name
I'm saying.
comes
Okay.
first. The
Yes.
first name comes before the last name.
Thank you.
Or maybe initials before.
Thank you. These are called formats. This is the
A very good one is date of birth. In some places you have the date, the year before the month, before the day, or you could have the day before the month, before the year. So, but it must always follow that format. It can't go any other way, and then an error kicks up. It's even when you're even logging into your system, into any system nowadays in organizations, if you put in your name wrongly, or you don't put in the password as you have you have made the system to put it in, then that's you can't log into that system. So you must always follow that standard. You must always follow that format. And if you follow any other standard, the system will not allow you to log in. Once they've told you put in alphanumeric into the system before you can create a password, it must be alphanumeric with words, capital letter, and all that. So not following that standard of format, you will not get into that system.
That's correct. Thank you so much. You all have contributed.
How about a passport data page?
The passport data page, yeah?
Yeah, it appears to be similar with every other passport. I think that it has a format that people follow. And kind of standard.
Thank you so much for that. I love the way you came in, Bob Manuel, and that you go far very well as well. So thank you all. So having known this, we need to go to reliability. Reliable data can what? Be what?
Trusted.
Do we have, is it Mary or Ramsey? Mary, Ramsey, you want me to highlight it and make it bold?
Yes, please. Thank you, sir. Where
Thank
you
you.
going?
So the definition of it is be trusted to make informed decisions. So if your data is not reliable, there's a problem. So reliable
Hello,
data is free
can
from,
you please scroll down a bit? It's not really showing on the system.
you want me to do what?
To scroll down a bit, we can only see consistency.
Oh,
I think it might be from your own end because I can see consistency and reliability.
Can you make it like landscape, yours? Take it to
Okay,
landscape.
let me try that.
Are you using mobile phone?
No, I'm using a laptop.
I don't know why it shouldn't be seen.
I think it's the format. It's part of it.
You're not following the standard format on this platform.
It's not part of it.
Are you okay now, Tan?
Not really. Still not.
Can you see it now?
You can go on. I can only see consistency. I can't see the reliability, but it's fine. I'll be fine.
Oh, just look at.
If you don't do it properly, it's good. Every further presentation, you'll be having the same issue.
Okay.
To get it done such that is it that
because
maybe you've maximized your page too much, so you need to minimize.
I've used the screen now. Yeah, I can see it clearly now. Thank you.
Okay.
Because if you are not okay, we are not okay here.
Thank you so much. It's clear.
It's a pleasure. So we can now go on. Okay, so reliable data is free from what? Bias.
Manipulation
and undue influence. Do you know this one is a very big word, you know?
Oh, yes, it is. Nigeria's gone out the window.
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, let's move on. Number 2, strategy for data quality. So you know the components of data quality already, which understand the data quality. But what about the strategy of carrying out data quality? Now, A is data profiling and assessment. Begin with a thorough examination, like what if we said the other time. There's a problem, there's an issue that needs resolving. So what do you do first? You have to profile, carry out a thorough examination of your data. Tools like data profiling and assessment software can help identify the anomalies and outliers and inconsistencies of data. Of course, we can use Power BI, MySQL, and we have a lot of of course, we're going to teach you Power BI here, MySQL here. You're going to use it yourself so that when you are asking an interview, what tools have you used before, you'll be able to articulate it. So you speak about them and you talk about it too, and you ask them what tool are they using. Maybe when you want to, you tell them that you don't know the tools they are using, but you are used to, Power BI, you used to MySQL, you used to Domain, Tableau, and whatever. They say, oh, okay, we have this. Oh, well, I know of that one. I know of that one, but I can adapt. Okay, or this is more user friendly. Depends on whatever company used to, that they are accustomed themselves to. But in terms of scalability, like as if it was talking about trying to make it to go to cloud or migration, and then this software is better, this software is better. So it depends on the complexity of data you're handling. So you'll be able to articulate. So we have tools like a tool that you use to profile and carry assessment, which will help you to reduce the inconsistency, the duplications, and whatever that you need to sort out in terms of profiling. Okay? So don't be afraid of that, because we're used to the tools to be so simple. For example, if the tool is set up that the standard of standardization or of how date of birth should be entered during entry process is DD, MM, YYYY. So if it's like that, anything that comes YYY, DD, MM or MMDD, it will be picked up by the software. Is that okay? So to make it, for instance, if you run a healthcare system, which of course I know Angela, you should look at this one because you're going to be used to it. So you might use data profiling to ensure patient records are complete and accurate. If it's not accurate, it will be very difficult for you to carry an analytics, especially when it comes to descriptive analytics, and you want to prescribe as well. So if there's no proper descriptive analytics, then your prescriptive will be wrong. Am I right, Angela?
Yes.
Good. So, because that's you medical people, so this is how it goes. You say, have you got 5 from? I haven't received 5 from the GP. I want to see the existing records of the existing treatment. What treatment has been apportioned to such person over the years? How long has it been? Oh, that means what the reaction? What has been, the outcomes of it? Okay, I think we need to try a new drug. That will be, we're going to prescribe another new drug. Also, there's so much things. What about in the fintech? You say, we've been carrying out these things and it has not been yielding. So let's try this data and then maybe probably enrich it in order for us to come out with good outcomes. So that it will help for any chief executive to have an insight into reality, to have an informed decision-making process. So very, very important. You must get your data profiling well. This is a practical things. It's not just theoretical like this. You must see it happens. It works in different setup. Okay. Then B, standardization. This is very important. These are strategies right now, because I can ask you, what are the strategy of data quality? It's different from what are the steps you need to take during data analysis. This is that strategy, the long-term plan you may have in data quality, in order for your data to have integrity. So we have standardization. You create and implement clear data standards. This one we just spoken about it not too long. Clear data standard rules, what we should follow. Predefined structure. This is how the framework will be. An example is ensuring that all addresses in your customer database follow a specific what? Specific what?
Format.
Format. Thank you, Tar. Specific format. So this is, we have defined this before. Okay? Then C, data validation. These rules to ensure what data accuracy. Because data are not accurate, it cannot be valid. So how can you make your data to be accurate, to be valuable, to be validated? Data has to be accurate. If it's not accurate, you have to test the data, test the accuracy of the data. Okay, because data accuracy depends on the source. If the source is an obsolete source, that's why when you're doing research, they always tell you try to use latest research done and date instead of long time research, because research is dynamic. What you see today will not be what you will see tomorrow. There could be a different impact. Okay, I was teaching, I was lecturing research method recently with level 6, and I gave them, I hold something like this in front of them. I say, what is this? Some people told me bottle of water. Some people say bottle, and some people say plastic bottle. So that means people have different views. Okay, you have different views. Some are pragmatic, some are positivism, some are interpretivism. Depends on how they interpret what is here. So I asked them, what is in it? They say water. How do you know it's water? They became stuck. And then I told them, I said, well, you can only know what is in it if you have a taste of it. Whether it's vodka or not, you don't know. So this is what we're talking about. So you need to let the data you speak of be accurate. How will you do that? You have to really carry out what is called research to make sure the data is accurate. Your source must be very accurate. And if it's not, you have to carry out another kind of, get more information to validate your source of information so that your data has to be accurate. So this includes checking for all types, ranges, or formats. All types, ranges, and formats. That is what is very important when I brought this up. For example, when customer input their credit card numbers on your e-commerce website, use a validation algorithms to confirm the accuracy. Sometimes they can just tell you, okay, give the last 4 credit letter, a credit number. Okay? Have you seen that before? They say just, is it the last 4 words? Does it end with so? Have you seen that before?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Have they looked at the data of your credit card? They not tell you, is this your credit card, does it end with 4 letters? What are the 4 letters? 4 figures that you can see. It's a 1582.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard that before?
Yes.
They use
Yes.
that to validate your credit card number. So that is how that software is being customized so that it can be. They will ask you, are you using the last credit card you use in this, or your card you use in this? If you say yes, that means ending with so. You say yes. You don't need to count the number. You don't need to give them the figures.
All these.
The whole numbers. They have validated your card. So there are various ways you to validate data. So you can use so many things. Sometimes they will ask you a secret question. So what is the first car you have? What's the name of your first car? And you give the answer. So when they're going to validate your data next time, they're going to say the name of your last car or the first car you drove.
Yeah.
As soon as you put it in, then they validate your data already. So it's a strategy of data quality to know that the data they're having is still much valid. If you forget it, you say, oh, okay, there's a way of recovering it. So that's another way of, just like password that you no longer know, and they will tell you how to get it reset again. That's validation. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have we have data cleansing. Data cleansing, periodically clean your data by removing duplicates. Okay, someone here is so used to John Smith, so say John Smith and Smith and John Smith. There are a lot of John Smith in your system. So how can you ensure that it's not duplicates? Okay, some people we have data, their name, but having 2 addresses. They have moved from one to one, they refuse to remove the other address, so it becomes a lot of anomalies. So you have to clean those data. correcting inaccuracies, and filling in missing information. Very important. For instance, if you maintain a product inventory, all right, data cleansing ensures you remove duplicate entries and update product descriptions. So if you do inventory in the company, and you now see a lot of duplicates in it, you need to make sure it's being cleansed, it's being removed. Okay, because if your sales has gone down and one of those things that you have already the product that have been sold, it is still having information that if it has not been sold, then there's going to be a problem because it's going to affect the stock level. So it's very important, and the order level as well. So before you look, you did order on time because your record shows that you still have some in stock. I mean, why there's none in stock. Because the sold product has not been updated, then it's as if it has been in duplicating itself. By the time you remove the duplicate, discover they are stock out. And that is not good for a business, especially when you have order level. So especially those who are also in the manufacturing or financial world or pharmaceutical company, when you think that the paracetamol is still there and it's not there. And when someone comes, you can't even say paracetamol. Or maybe you think you have enough in your bank and you don't have. So it becomes a problem. So
in addition to that as well, sometimes when data are similar with other external bodies, you can even be sued.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, if it was making if it mentioned something about IGS, yeah, it's so sad. It was yesterday they filed for administration, and this is a company that has been having some, very high. They had a lot of last year, and I think they need about 200 million to recapitalize their assets. I mean their business. So what has gone bad? I was talking to her and I said, this could be that law, like that case they have done in Tesco in those days. They try to project that they are making money, and they are attracting investors in. Meanwhile, they are not making money. So when this thing is going nowhere, somebody look and say, there's a black hole here. Let me just say, because if we can't recapitalize right now, then we need to go for bankruptcy.
Exactly.
Yeah, so meanwhile, some people have got away with some big money because they feel that this is going to be giving them money even when they are out of the business. So it's a big issue. It's a very big issue. We need to be more careful. Anyway, with technology in terms of having data cleansing, you'll be able to know automatically when you have an initiative to carry out. I have a monitoring and alert when something is gone. It automatically deplete immediately by numbers. Then it will be difficult for such a duplication to take place. You have to deduplicate it. So very important. Thank you so much. That data cleansing is very important, especially in every aspect of every sector is very important. Okay, data governance itself is to establish data governance framework. Framework is the structure to monitor and enforce data governance policies. This is very important, and especially when you have data management and data governance. Both of them are interchangeably being used, but they don't really mean the same thing. One is the management of the same, while the other one is the enforcement of the policies and the establishment of the framework that the data governance need to move, need to be governed or managed. So this involves assigning responsibility to Mary, to Ramsey, to Linda, to implement process and maintaining accountability for data quality. You have to be accountable when it comes to this. It's not a joke. What are you going to be accountable? What are the criteria? You're going to use data standards anyway, because the standards are in the policies that you will govern the process for the implementation of the program. So strategically plan. So, and must be tied into the corporate goals of the enterprise or the organization. So if you don't tie it in, it will be so difficult for you for stakeholders to buy into your program. So it's very important, but they're going to have budget for that. Okay, data quality metrics. These are key performance indicators to measure data quality over time, consistently, reliably, over time. These metrics are very important because you can't set standards and you're not following the standard. And you can only follow standard when there's a best practice that has a kind of be tested over time and have proved so much superior compared to other alternatives in terms of result. Very important. If you follow your standard set of best practice, then your metrics will run very well. So that's what you're going to measure, because anything you cannot measure, you can't control and you can't manage. Okay, so anything you cannot manage, it manages you. I want you to take control of that and really take notice of that as well. Do you know alcohol? Somebody, do you know alcohol?
Apple what? Sorry.
Do you know alcohol?
Alcohol, yes.
Do you know a strong alcohol called Ogogoro?
Very well.
Do you know what is it called? Vodka.
Yeah. Version 1.
Yeah. So when somebody is taking it, you're taking it and you don't measure, you just hold the thing, you keep on taking it.
It's this.
When you can't control it, and then they draw a line, police catch you, say you draw a line, that you walk the line straight. Can you walk the straight line?
No.
Okay, so as at that time, the thing you cannot control and manage is managing you.
That's true.
So it's the same thing everywhere. If you can't manage your data, then you're out of sync. First of all, the result will not be appealing. So, and that will affect, it will be a wrong, irresponsible investment because people who are supposed to be accountable, they're not accountable. So it's very important that everyone must be able to, have that metrics in measuring their data quality over time. Metrics could include error rates, data completeness percentage in terms of measurement, and or the number of data-related incidents that has happened. So it's very important. Then we have G, which is data quality tools. Very important. Company invest heavily on data quality tools, software, and such as MDM solutions. We have that in most cases in Informatica. You're going to have an exam done, that certification on this anyway. So data quality platforms and data governance softwares that's used in doing a lot of cleansing. These tools can automate data quality checks and provide real-time alerts. I mentioned this the other time. So issue of saying that your inventory control is depleting and you're still showing that it's not depleting, it's not there, because when you have real-time alerts, as it happens, you see the number that are remaining, the stock level. So, and then know when order level of specific items or product is being done, because not every product has the same stock level. So the perishable goods have different stock level comparable to non-perishable. And sometimes when you're in planning, do we have planners here? Hello?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Do we have planners here, consultants?
Yes, we do.
Good. Now, so in theory construction or planning before construction. So do you pre-advise long leads items because you are expected to deliver the plan in the program, you're expected to deliver in 6 months or 1 year. Do you pre-advise long lead items that probably will not meet up with the commissioning if at the time of your planning probably for tendering, and you haven't got a job or haven't got the job, but you're planning for tendering job, tendering for the contract. Do you pre-advise that some items have got long times?
Yes.
Yes.
Because you use
Yes,
that.
we do.
Okay, you use that to help the situation. I've done that many years ago.
Yes.
In a very big company called Canhas Technology, Lana Rook, we were involved. I use Asta to plan that in those days when I was a planning manager for Wing Data Solution Center and Greenstead and Slough. Those are big data solution center. The one of Wingard is a bulletproof data in Herefordshire side. So sometimes if you don't advise, when you now come into the construction phase and the delivery, you discover that the item that's supposed to go somewhere else cannot even enter because the construction has passed that phase, and where it's supposed to enter is to enter, then becomes a problem. So maybe the item has not been manufactured, or you still have about two months ahead when you have finished construction. So it becomes a problem. So it's very important this data are being known. When you have this data known, you will be able to manage your operation very well. Okay? And if we don't know it, it becomes a problem. So these data quality tools are very, very important to do, especially when you have a selection of materials, selection of materials. So those in manufacturing, those in engineering, if you do selection of materials, maybe like civil or construction, or any construction or Rolls Royce, like engineering side, if you're doing material selection, and if you don't have real data concerning those material and how it applies to the regional factor, that means the terrain factor, that means what is applicable in onshore is not the same thing is applicable in offshore or swarm region. So for example, if you design a pipeline, normally the aeration of the place, how corrosive it is, and look at the coefficient that it will call and the kind of vibration that will take place within the region. If you don't have those data very well, your design will be affected. So it's not the same thing as the interline. As a pipeline engineer, I was a pipeline engineer in Shell, so I know what that means. Those data, if you do not get it right, it will affect your budgeting. It will affect your redesign. And it might be that even if you don't put contingency factor that affect the underrun and overrun of any project, so definitely you're going to find yourself in problem. That's why you see people say supplementary budget. They do supplementary budget because their data were not right in the beginning. Have you heard of supplementary budget before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So some of them, they don't put inflation rate, current inflation rate, they still using empirical data by using empirical data, like maybe they don't take into cognizance inflation rate, terrain rate, social trend, and so many things. Or from the legal side of it, you need to know the legal framework of the company or of the area, the jurisdiction where you operate. If you don't know the updated legal framework, still working on obsolete ones, then you're going to have a problem in your data. So we're going to deal with all these things as we begin to go. Management of this is very important, because when you employ as a manager, these are things you need to look into. What is going on? What are the legal framework that exists in this thing? What are the current data? What is the 10 years data that will be working on? Okay, you need to look at the data, whether they are obsolete or they're not obsolete, or you want to validate whether it's still existing, still very reliable, can be tested over time. then you work on. It's a simple thing. Data governance is so sweet. And then as it's so sweet, put your heart there, and then you'll be, when you're receiving money, remember your brother called Sylvester. And Babale. David, are you still there? Okay. Now let's go to real world scenario. The world's example. Banking industry. Banking industry. And is anyone working in banking? Is anyone working in the banking setup here? Finance? Yeah, I know legal and doctors anyway, no problem. So let's work on this. Banking industry. In the financial sector, maintaining accurate and reliable customer data is crucial. For what?
Compliance and fraud detection and personalized services.
Is that true, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Have you heard of compliance before issue in bank?
Yes.
Yes.
So if we don't maintain accurate and reliable customer data, what will happen?
Fraud.
Fraud.
Fraud. There will be risk and non-compliant issue.
I actually just got a call with regards that just now while the class was going on. That's why I was off for some time. I got a call on my phone saying the fraud has been detected on your account. Someone is trying to buy something worth £900 from your account. So if it's you, press this. If it's not you, press one, blah, blah. And when I pressed one, one of those countries where you have these people came on, and it was saying hello, blah blah. I just switched. I just
you should have even
and I blocked the person.
You should have pressed any number.
It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters whether. I think what it wanted to do is to find out if I was actually the account owner. So I pressed one, but
don't press.
The person came on and was saying hello, and I just blocked that person immediately because I wanted to find out.
Next time, don't even reach that level of press.
I wasn't sure the number that came in, so I picked up thinking it was someone regarding data governance or something.
Okay. So next time, don't press anything.
Yes, the more reason you shouldn't take the call, because even with that, the
voice.
It was a mobile number, and I don't know if the mobile number was someone who was interested in data governance or not. Okay. So I picked up the call. Or it could be any agency trying to reach me.
Yeah,
so that was why I picked up the call, and then I said, blah blah, your fraud has been detected. Trying to, of course, I knew it was a lie.
Okay, now
because of course.
The advice here, madam, is
because of course I just went straight into my account to go and check that all was well, and all was well. So,
but the advice here, we are saying this is that
yes,
once you press that,
I don't understand. Yes,
anybody, any hacker or anybody outside of the country can take control of your device.
Absolutely,
you won't even be able to even access to find out whether anything has happened to your account. They'll just take control and put you on what they call
the only thing they needed from you next would have be your voice. And once your voice is taken, that will do automatically. So, but the rest don't even press. Okay, because you don't even have time for anybody who will do. If you take anything from your account, your bank will pay for it.
Exactly.
So you don't even care about that. So, and it's very important. It's for everybody to hear here. So don't be afraid of your money.
Exactly. And I think it's the bank's responsibility to make sure that they secure their...
It's not just the bank. It's also your responsibility as well, madam.
Yeah, we know, but the thing is that the responsibility is what you just explained no more. Yeah. But the bank responsibility, if anything goes out, they hold them responsible.
Yeah.
So I will not be panicked, for such a thing. You understand? Many years ago, a police appeared in front of my house, and they said that someone is using my detail to do something in a place called Peckham. I asked him, why are you here? He said he just informed me. I said, that's a wrong word. You don't make that statement to me. You're supposed to catch the person. I'll say the person is he's caught, and that closes the chapter. You know, you don't come and tell me, say somebody is using my detail for so. I say, when you have not caught the person, did I request you to come and talk to me like that? The man say, oh, I'm sorry. And so you know what to do. You don't come and tell me that somebody is using my data for, because I know my bank will pay it. Because my bank, you can't just use my data for anything to get money. And then you're here talking to me. So data are very important, and people don't know how to manage it and how we are responsible for certain things, you know, very important. So real world situation, fraud take place when your system are not where the banks are trying nowadays, you know, the banks are trying, you know, and they will tell you, there was a time I wanted to use, I have to pay, you know, for my, you know, my PhD. Then I send money to the university. Bank say no, say he won't send the money. Sure. I said, okay, why? So what I did, I said, okay, hold the money. I used my paper to pay. And it went through. So, and I asked the bank why. He said the money is big. But it's me that paying. He said they didn't know that it was me. I said, okay, no problem, I'll pay, don't worry. They wanted to authorize it. I said, no, I have used paper to pay. And, you know, so it's very important. They're trying to secure your distance, but we should help ourselves. That's what it means. So data quality initiatives help ensure the, you know, customer records. So the quality helps to ensure the customer record. Don't forget that you're going to carry a data quality initiative. You're going to speak to me right here about data quality initiatives anyway. So, and helps customer, you know, records, transaction history, and account information are consistently accurate and up to date. So it's very important. We get that. What about healthcare sector? Healthcare organizations, you know, rely on precise patient. Of course, you know, we have mentioned this before. Do we have Angela here? So
yes, I'm here.
Good. Usually in a healthcare setup, you know, it helps in relying on precise patient records, precise one. It's not just a record, precise one to provide effective care. Because if you don't have a precise one, the care will not be effective. So we have people like Angela and Dr. Edward. Do we have Dr. Edward here too?
I think he was here earlier on.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but he sent a message that he's using his phone and he's not using his this thing. Maybe it's on call or whatever. So normally he articulates that to us a lot. Okay, we have Barrister Emmanuel too here, who is also working the social setup as well. You know, he knows more about this. Okay, so it helps in making informed decision and reduce the risk of medical errors. So if data are not where, you know, they're not having integrity, there will be medical errors. For example, there's a country in the United States of Africa called Nigeria. Someone who traveled from here to say, okay, he's going to resettle back home. And he had a problem with his leg. And before you look, they said they're going to amputate the leg. So, the day for the amputation had kind of been set. His wife said, you know what? We don't have anything to lose if we have second opinion. We moved from United Kingdom, so we still have our place in United Kingdom to stay. And we just go back and do health check concerning this second opinion. On getting here, there is nothing wrong in that level to resort to such amputation. So this man is still working very fine till today. This is really bad.
Okay.
I don't know how you look at it. Medical errors taking place because of inaccurate data. That's not funny at all. One of us here's father issue sees the same thing, and the person that have to devise a very big and robust research to the government, and they voted money to make sure it's being done, and they ate the money. Bypass this person is right in this platform as well. So it's so bad. So medical errors could take place when the research data, all the data that they're having, especially descriptive one, is not accurate. Very important. So we have what about the retail sector? Yeah, and they solely depend on managing their data qualitative in terms of inventory in order to ensure that they have proper optimization process, reducing costs and maximizing their profit. So the supply chains and enhanced sector experience. Do you know the meaning of supply chain?
Yeah.
For example, do you know the meaning of food supply chain?
Yes.
Good. It's from farm to farm. So every stakeholder that within that from farm to fork are the supply chain process. The distributor, the wholesaler, the retailer, the transporter, and those who are preparing the food for you, all they are within the supply chain. If they don't have proper data, then things will get spoiled. For example, those who are supplying the food from farm, if they don't know if it is perishable goods, they don't know the temperature to hold them before they get to the restaurant, they got spoiled. Those are all data. So in manufacturing, we have supply chain system as well. So we must get this information right. Like Emmanuel said, misinformation is actually at the variance with data integrity. Yeah, look at the chatbots, you will see a lot of things.
And of course, in addition to that, if they know a certain area where a particular kind of food or a particular kind of commodity is needed, then of course they will supply. But if they go and supply in an area where, say, for example, that particular food is not eaten, like we have some rich areas where they sell things where people buy things like truffles, which the people who are less on the ladder don't really eat. If you bring it to where we live to come and sell, no one is going to buy truffles from you. But if we carry it to an more upmarket area, then they'll be buying those truffles from the farmers. So it means if they come this way, they tend to lose money. But if they go that way, then they will gain money. So it all depends. So all this depends on their data of how the trends of how people shop, the analysis of that area and all that. And that is how they supply that particular food. For example, Waitrose is only in specific areas in the UK, because then if they go to some places, no one will buy from Waitrose. But when you look at shops like, is it Lidl they call it? Is it Lidl or Lidl?
Lidl.
They go to areas where they know that people want to buy things at very cheap rates. So that's where they base those kind of shops.
No, now some people are coming, they're coming from where you think they're rich, then to
for instance, truffles. It's like truffles. Truffles is spells. Truffles are they are very rich item that are only found in some areas where the farmers go to pick them, and then they sell them. They have gold truffles. So you can buy one for as much as £200-300 just to have it put on your plates. Yeah. So they know the areas where they sell it, because if they come to where I live, no one will be buying it.
I could see some people, what they do is the people, they say, I don't shop in Aldi, I don't shop in Lidl. During COVID-19, I saw them there.
Yeah, the times are changing. Changing.
Okay, let's move on. Thank you so much for those examples given. Then we have a conclusion. In conclusion, data quality is not a mere technical concern, but is what? A strategic imperative. Okay? So organizations that prioritize data accuracy, completeness, consistency, and reliability gain a competitive advantage over their competitors. Okay? By implementing robust strategies and leverage modern tools. That means tools are very important when you have your strategies. Businesses can ensure that their data serves as a trustworthy foundation for critical decision-making, sometimes innovation and success in a data-driven, a world. This is very important, okay? So what will happen is that, how does it go? I'm going to have the initiative with everyone the next time we're going to meet, data quality initiatives. This is what we have just taught. I'm going to go through it in a way that when we meet next time, this is more or less like a practical aspect. Phase 1, phase 2 of it, you're going to carry out what is called data analysis, or how you can transform data using a Power BI. Okay, and how does Power BI? I'm going to show you how Power BI is here. Power BI, you see the desktop. Okay. Power BI. It's running at the moment. First of all, let me stop this thing when the Power BI is on. I cannot visualize it. It's running at the moment. So when it's done, I can show you. Okay. Can you all see the screen?
Yep. Yes.
Can you all see Power BI?
Yes, sir.
Software, that's what software that is mostly used. Only with this, if you master this, you can pay, you can receive a lot of money, but don't forget your brother. Okay. So I'm going to teach you how to operate with Power BI. Okay, how data quality can be ensured. Okay, and visualize them for a chief executive or business analyst or stakeholders to, have interpretation of what you have visualized, have a domain to which they have to take decisions. Okay, so this is Power BI. All right. So first of all, if you want to get started, you can get started. All right. And it's even prompting me to have an update, which of course I will do that. Okay. And everyone will have Power BI in your computer. Don't always enter through your phone, because we're going to use computer. So if you tell someone who is interviewing you that you use Power BI, you should be able to know what you have used it for. Is that okay, everyone?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so you download Power BI, and we have a tutor here who, when I divide people different group, WhatsApp group, and you have different tutor who will teach you a lot of things right here. Is that okay, everyone?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. God bless you.
You're welcome. So, and on that basis, for today, on that basis for today, I want to ask if you have learned something today. Did you learn something today?
Yes.
Yes, Sylvester. Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, learned a lot.
Anytime I say, when you people say yes, I expect you to send review